of Haitian doll Sophia back at it again with another YouTube video. And today's video is going to be about colorism. But before we get into the video, I would like to give a shout out to Lives Den. And if you guys didn't know, at the beginning of my videos now, I'll be giving shout outs to people that I choose to give shout outs to. And today my shout out is going to be dedicated to Lives Den. She does makeup and she is also very entertaining while she's doing her makeup, and that is very important because sometimes when you're watching makeup tutorials, you don't just want to sit there and watch the person do makeup. You want to actually be entertained. So yeah, you guys make sure to check out her channel. I'll leave it in the descriptions below, and it will be an iCard either this side or that side. But you guys know it will be at the top of the iCard, and her information will be in the description box below. Make sure to subscribe and follow her Instagram. Also, I just made an outro last night, and I want to know what you guys think of the outro. It's not the same vibe as my intro, but I still have Haitian music playing over the outro, and it's kind of the same vibe. I just don't have the Haitian flag, and I chose to put purple because my favorite color is purple, for you guys who didn't know. But let me know what you guys think of the outro, and I'm trying to just elevate my editing skills way more. If you guys haven't noticed, my thumbnails have got way better. To add on at the start of my videos, I'm gonna try to talk about my outfit and my hair and probably my accessories according to what I have on that day. Today we just sporting this Tupac shirt, and if you guys didn't know, yesterday was Tupac's birthday. June 16, 1971 was when he was born. He would have been 49 years old today. And I decided to wear this shirt because today is June 17. Even though I didn't film on the day of his birthday, I like to dedicate this video and this outfit to Tupac. And I'm going to show you guys the pants in the next clip. Pants, I just have on these yoga flare pants. Here's the bottoms. And they're nothing special, some black yoga flare pants. This is really a crop top, but it's like, it doesn't come like that on me. So yeah, as for the hair, I'm sporting this half up, half down, giving you 90s vibes with the two pieces of hair in the front. You already know the edges are always laid, period. I need to do an updated edge tutorial, but we're gonna get into this video because I'm rambling, but my rambling makes sense though. It makes sense, so y'all enjoy it, period. First thing you're gonna do, I'm going to give you guys the Google definition of colorism, and then I'm going to give you my definition of colorism. Then we're going to build off of that and give you my take on colorism and what I have experienced and what others have told me their experiences with colorism. Definition says, discrimination based on skin color, also known as colorism or shadism, is a form of prejudice or discrimination usually from members of the same race in which people are treated differently based on their social. Mixed black person tells a dark-skinned girl that she is not as pretty because she is dark, and basically they are from the same racial background. Even though the girl is mixed, she is still considered black. And she's basically putting down another person's skin color that is different from hers, or it can even be the same. A dark-skinned girl can talk about a dark-skinned girl because she feels like their skin color is inferior due to whatever the case may be, European standards, life experiences, etc., etc. So me as a brown skin, or a lot of people tell me I'm a caramel brown skin, or caramel. I'm not caramel like I'm light, but people tell me that I'm just like caramel brown skin or whatever. But me being a brown skin girl, I'm just leave it at that. I have experienced colorism because I feel like if there was always a light skin girl in the mix and it was light skin versus brown skin versus dark skin, they would pick the light skin girl. And a lot of times in the black community, brown skin and dark skin girls are put down. Or let's say, let me give you another example. There's a dark skin girl, there's a brown skin girl. I could be thinking, well, they're both pretty, but she's brown skin, she's lighter than her, so I will pick her over anything else. And that's a very bad way to look at things, because you shouldn't be dating somebody over the color of their skin. If you want to date or you want to marry somebody or whatever the case may be, you want to be friends with somebody, it shouldn't be over the color of their skin. If you think somebody is beautiful, you don't have to come up to somebody and say you pretty for a black girl, you pretty for a dark skinned girl. And dark skinned girls experience the majority of colorism. I don't care what nobody say, dark skins have it. Disney created the term colorism. It was basically meant to say it was more geared towards dark skinned women, men, anybody who was dark skinned, darker in complexion. But as the time went on, light skinned and brown skinned people and any other people who weren't dark skinned started experiencing their own colorism, so they had to be added into the mix, which is not to discredit them and say that they don't experience their own kind of colorism, but dark skinned girls and dark skinned men, women, anybody who's dark skinned get more colorism done to them. Okay, so now to move on. Why does colorism exist? Colorism exists because of slavery. During slavery, you had your house NIGGAs or NIGGERS. I'm not gonna say the word. Then you had your field or what you call them? Yeah, field slaves. Yeah, field slaves or house slaves. Let's just not use the N word. So the house slaves were lighter and the field slaves were darker. So if you were lighter, you would basically seem more acceptable. If you were darker, they would treat you like trash because you were darker. So dark skin was something that you didn't want to have. Disclaimer, when I say the N-word is not to be degrading, it's none of that. It's just to say that's how they called us back then. And that's why, to add on to this point, just a little sidebar, that's why people feel like we shouldn't be saying that white people or people who are not people of color should not say the N-word, because they're saying that they invented the word. While they did invent the word, at the same time, we take off the ER, added the A to make it a term of endearment, kind of. Because sometimes, it's not the same way they would use it to downgrade a person. As black people, we do not use it in that same way. So even though they basically created the word, they made it to tear us down. As black people, we don't use that word to tear people down. Okay, next point. How does colorism affect somebody in the long run? So I'm going to give you guys an example. So I was on Instagram last night and there's this video going around of these group of black boys harassing this black woman. She went up to them. I think she was talking to them. She was touching on them. I don't know. I think she could have been like, I don't know. She could have been a crackhead. I don't know. But I know that she was mentally stable. And they threw her in the trash can. Then they threw her in the bush. And basically, boy commented on the video. And he was like, not to say what they are doing is right, but we sit here and we say that we make it seem like black women are the nicest to black men, let alone he was saying his own struggle that he grew up not being acceptable by black women because he was a victim of colorism. It makes him feel, I guess he felt insensitive to the fact that that's going on black women. Not to say that he was like, we should let all this stuff happen to black women, but he was like, we sit here and put black women on pedestals, but we don't see the part of black women that they reject black men and they make black men victims of colorism, and they do all these other stuff, X, Y, and Z to black men. So we really have to look at it from both sides of the fence, because black men and black boys experience colorism just like black women and black girls experience colorism. Now, next point. How do we as black people go against colorist views? Okay, number one, if you have this mentality that dark skins are ugly, or they look less prettier than brown skins and light skins, or you feel like you don't like black girls unless they're mixed or anything like that, you need to take time to ask yourself, why do you feel that way? And especially if you are a person of color, not just black people, people who are brown, or people who are considered people of color, you need to assess that view and understand that it is essentially self-hate. Because you hate somebody for the color of, this is how I see it. You hate somebody for the color of their skin, something that God gave them, something that they don't have no control over. So you're basically telling God that you hate his child for something that they gave them, which makes no sense. That's how I see it from my perspective. Y'all let me know in the comment section, how do you see it? But yes, as black people, we need to push down these colorist views, because at the end of the day, it's hurting everyone. It's hurting future generations. Let's add on to it. Yes, the media plays a big part in colorist views. If you see any of these 90s sitcoms, let's use Gina as Martin as an example. Okay, Martin and Gina, they're together, and her best friend Pam is always deemed as, in the shows, they always put the dark-skinned girl as the loud, annoying, obnoxious one. We can do Living Single. You have Regine, and I forgot what the other girl's name is. Y'all, I'm not a 90s baby, but I have watched Living Single, so I don't remember their names. And then you have the dark-skinned girl with the bob hair, and she was always the one who never had a boyfriend or a man. And you see that a lot in the media with these 90s sitcoms, and it's like, why would these shows even be portrayed to be that way if these shows have black people, and black people are going to be evidently the one who consume these forms of media the most? So it's like, when you see these type of things in everyday shows, you kind of ascribe to those views without even knowing. And when you start ascribing to those views silently and unknowingly, they start becoming a routine in your life, and you don't notice it until you actually dang, I'm really being colorist, or I'm really being this, that, and the third. I could use any other example. And then when you notice that, that's when you try to assess the character and know that you have to change. Another take on this with the media. So right now, you have YouTube, and that's a big form of entertainment for black people, white people, Asian people, everybody. So we're going to use some YouTubers as an example. I'm coming for people. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, Damien and Bianca on Damien's and Bianca's channel. Bianca did a prank on Damien, I believe, a Uber prank or something like that. And she had blackface on. If you guys don't know who Bianca is, she is light skinned and she is mixed, and she put on a foundation color that was very darker than her. It was very rich in color, and she put on a wig, and she was giving a ghetto accent. And the reason why this got so much backlash is because her saying this is how she portrayed dark-skinned women. So, and then to add on to that, she knows that she has kids as viewers. She knows that she has different types of viewers. So whoever sees this video, whether or not they're colorist or not, what you see, especially if you continue to watch Damien and Bianca's channel and you constantly seeing colorist, idealistic views come up, you're going to kind of keep getting some motion of that. If you keep seeing things, you're going to start ascribing to those views little by little without knowing it until you actually come to terms with it. Another example is when they just had their baby Nova, and they were like, oh, her eyes didn't come out. I think Bianca was like, oh, her eyes didn't come out blue or green. She wanted her to come her eyes. She's so dark. She thought she was gonna get her skin color because Damien's dark skin. She's light skin. She was questioning a whole bunch of things. She wanted the baby to look like her, basically, which is not how it works, because as you know, when you have a mixed child, majority of the time they come out racially ambiguous, and they really don't look like one of the parents. But that can happen in some of the cases, but usually they come out racially ambiguous. So that's just one example, well, kind of two, of how the media today gives off colorist views, and sometimes you don't even notice it, or if you do, it's like people don't even say nothing about it because they feel like if they say something, they're gonna get backlash. Who cares about backlash? If you believe in something, you must stand for it at the end of the day. So as content creators, how the media has been making dark skin feel like it's a trend now, because way back then, if people like dark skins, they were not expressing that on the media, or let alone even saying it out of their own mouths, because they were so in tune with everybody being on a wave, liking light skins and brown skins. They were like, if we even say we like dark skins, our homies not going to talk to us, or this, that, and the third. So now I see, not even before that, I want to say like when I was a freshman, or like the end of my middle school years, they would start giving dark skinned girls more representation on social media, and stop trying to make being dark skinned a trend. There was dark skins way before our time, way before my colorist guys and girls. When you become a parent and you have a child that ends up coming out dark skin or brown skin, what are you going to tell them? You're going to tell them that they're ugly, or guys shouldn't date them because they're dark skin or they're brown skin? No, you're not going to do that. So don't sit there and do that to other people, or don't sit there and do that to yourself. That's how you got to see it. Because some of you guys, y'all don't learn something unless somebody actually give you example. Like, oh, I'm wrong, I'm in the wrong. So we're going to talk about blackface, because this blackface just really gets on my nerves. Why blackface gets on my nerves? Because for years, for centuries and centuries, y'all been telling black people their dark skin is ugly, their dark skin is not acceptable, their dark skin is this. They're there and tell us that our brown skin is ugly, our dark skin is ugly, or even our light skin is ugly. Because some people who are not black want to have a light skin tone. So y'all sit here and tell to take that makeup on and off. You're able to take that tan on and off, but since we permanently have it, it's not cute, or it's not up to standard. That's funny to me. But if you want to do blackface, just accept the fact that you like blackness, just not on the people it was made for. And yeah, you're colorist. What I'm gonna do is make a mockery out of black people. This is not 19 whatever. This is not 18 whatever. This is not 17 whatever. They're not about to have minstrel shows doing blackface and having Jim Crow. Because if you guys didn't know, the Jim Crow's laws came from the character Jim Crow that they made, and he would dance around. He was as Google put it, a dim-witted slave that they would have. I guess he was a fictional character, but they actually had someone play him. And they would have him dance around on stage, and basically it was blackface, and they made that character to mock black people and what black people do back in the day. You don't like black people? Why are you sitting here appropriating our culture? Why are you sitting here trying to put on blackface? Because reality is, you don't like black people. You like what our trends do for you. You like what our whatever thing that you appropriate, you like what that does for you. And you like the fact that you could be brown one day and you could be white the next. Because you could turn your blackness your fake blackness on and off. But we cannot do that in real world. And I know what y'all think. Yeah, you could bleach your skin. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that, sweetheart. Nobody's doing that. Let's talk about June 10th. So Google says it's a holiday celebrated on the 19th of June to commemorate the emancipation of the enslaved people in the U.S. The holiday was first celebrated in Texas, where on that day in 1865, in the aftermath of the Civil War, slaves were declared free under the terms of the 1862 Emancipation Proclamation. So basically, slaves were declared free in 1862 by the Emancipation Proclamation by Abe Lincoln. So here's everybody thinking, oh, Abe Lincoln freed the slaves. But 3 years later was when some of the slaves, or maybe even all the slaves, found out they were free. These white plantation owners were still holding these slaves captive after Abe Lincoln already had the Emancipation Proclamation. This is why we celebrate June 10th, to honor the people who have been freed on that day in 1865. Because people really think that Abe Lincoln freed the slaves. Like, we wasn't there, but they have documents and actual evidence to show that Abe Lincoln did not free the slaves. Even if he freed half the slaves, all the people weren't free, like the Emancipation Proclamation basically said was going to happen. And there's also a story that a white man was supposed to go to Texas and basically announce that all the slaves are free. And he didn't make it because he got killed because they didn't want the slaves to be free. And that's what they saying, and I think that really did happen. So, yeah. But we're going to move on to talking about something else that is very, very important. You guys, just because Derek Chauvin got convicted, but he didn't get convicted, he got arrested. He's convicted, but they haven't gave him his trial yet, so I say he's not convicted yet. But they end up taking the other three, giving them bail. Like I said, they have loopholes to all this stuff. So these protests are not over. These petitions are not over. Whatever actions you were taking to reform this police system for black people, it is not over. To add on to that, we just lost somebody here right in Tallahassee, Florida. I don't know how to pronounce her full name. I think it's Olawatoyin. Yeah, I forgot her last name, but Toyin, as everybody call her. And she basically came out talking about her sexual assault and rape story, and just spoke about it. Went to that girls, speak up, tell people your story, because y'all never speak. That's why everything keep happening to y'all, yada, 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 yada. So y'all just been ignoring the Me Too movement. Y'all just been ignoring the fact that people constantly try to tell you their stories, and when they do, y'all just say they want to be negative. Because half of y'all homeboys and y'all little friends be the ones out here sexually assaulting and raping people. But if they tell you your homeboy did it, you can be like, they lying. That's crazy. But y'all sit here and tell people, just go to the police. If you go to the police, everything's going to be okay. She went to the police, and what happened? Exactly. Like history always says, and I forgot who said this quote, but the black woman is the most disrespected person in the world, or period. And that is very true. When woman says something, she is deemed as angry. She is deemed as doing too much. She is deemed as lying. Like, y'all can never just take what a black woman say and actually take it serious. And to add on to that, the Me Too movement, I think it really started because the whole R. Kelly and what was the other man name? I forgot, some white man, and Bill Cosby thing. So, but I think it really was centered around R. Kelly. So, a lot of y'all did not want to believe R. Kelly was out here raping and molesting people. Y'all really was like, that was not R. Kelly. And that's like really sick how y'all could think that just because of who R. Kelly was. And half of y'all didn't even know him personally. And I feel like, okay, it's one thing to be in denial, but when there's actual evidence and you really just like, no, that's just like, women are underrepresented And this whole Black Lives Matter movement, we're really pushing the narrative that it's only happening to men. What about Breonna Taylor? What about Sandra Bland? What about Toyin? What about countless amongst other people that we don't even know about that are Black women out here? And y'all really not even talking about the Black people in the LGBTQIA community plus, because as I said, y'all really like to single out people if they don't fit the narrative. So yeah, we just gotta continue to keep fighting the system that was never designed for Black and brown people. And yeah, just stay firm on what you believe in and continue, because there will be a change coming. Remember to push y'all votes in, y'all county votes, y'all presidential votes, any votes. Y'all just need to continue to voting. That's the end of the video. Remember, you're black, and you're beautiful, and you are powerful, and do not let anybody tell you different. And I just really wanted to talk about this because a lot of people, like I said, they are scared to talk about these comments. And I just recently got a comment last night saying I'm very courageous for talking about these topics. I mean, this is my channel. At the end of the day, cancel me or not, unsubscribe or not, I don't really care, because at the end of the day, we still gonna be here and we still gonna be talking about it. So do what you want to do. It's your phone, it's your tablet, whatever you use to watch me, go ahead, you have the power. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna speak my truth, and that's what I always do at the end of the day. So if you are new to the Dollhouse, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like and comment, let me know what you think of the video, let me know your opinion on post notifications so you don't miss the sauce. Follow me on Instagram, HaitianDoll.Sophia, it will be in the description box below. Remember to check out Liz Den's channel for makeup, entertainment, fun, and make sure to follow her on Instagram. It will be in the iCard either this side or that side, and also in the description box below. Remember to keep fighting for this movement, Black Lives Matter, and they always have and they always will since the beginning of time. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And remember, Black is beautiful. With love and with care, be blessed and don't be stressed. Love you all. See you in the next video. Dem chanter, moi dis-moi pas attendre.